Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of TriRight Coaching Live. My name is MJ Gasik. I'm a professional triathlon coach. Tonight, I want to talk with you about how to build swim endurance. So a couple weeks ago, I think a month ago, we talked about how to build swim speed. A couple months before that, we talked about technique. So we did technique, we did speed. Now we're going to talk about endurance. Hey Cindy, hey Lisa, hey Candace, thank you guys so much for hopping in. All right, I probably missed some people. Anyway, I'm going back to the bonus. Back to the bonus. There's bonuses. But you got two really good things tonight. The bonus, if you want to go to TriRightCoaching.com/bonus, you're going to get 3 workouts that you can take with you to the pool to build your swim endurance. Hey Christine. And then if you want to win, who couldn't use a pull buoy? We all could use a pull buoy, right? I'd rather use my own than the one at the pool. Just saying. All you have to do is share this video, and you'll be entered in the raffle to win this pull buoy. I'm going to give that away next week. So let me jump right into it. How to build swim endurance. The very first thing is you need to start slow and steady. So many times, and I think this happens not just with swimming, but I think it happens with running. When people first start, they just go gangbusters right from the beginning, and they get winded in a very short period of time. So one of the things that you need to focus on is to start steady, start smooth. I'm not saying slow. Maybe in your mind it's slow. I mean, if it's a warm-up, yeah, I want you to start slow. But if you're starting a set, I want you to swim steady. I want you to slow it down just a little bit so that when you get from the first end of the pool to the second end of the pool, you don't grab the wall and you're like, I mean, that's not going to accomplish anything unless your goal is only to go 25 yards. Hey, Allison. Allison, I never did see your post about the backpack. Girl, I hope you're enjoying it. Hey, Jennifer, welcome. So again, number 1, start slow and go steady. What I want you to do is really focus on a pace that you can do the set amount of yards that you set out to do. Okay, so that's going to be different for everybody, right? Some people can do 100 yards and then need to take a break. Some people can do 500. Some people can only do 50 or 25. If you can only do 25 or 50 yards without stopping to catch your breath, my advice to you is either number 1, you're holding your breath, or 2, you really just need to slow it down. You don't have to go all crazy when you start to swim. Hey, Mary, how are you? Hey, Jim, thank you so much for hopping on. Okay, so I'm going to say it again. I'm back to the bonuses, you guys. TriRightCoaching.com/bonus. All you have to do is go there, enter your email, and I'm going to send you 3 different really cool swim workouts that you can use to build your endurance. And I'm also giving away a pull buoy this week. So if you need a pull buoy, all you have to do is share this video on your own page in a group with a friend, and I'll see that you did it, and you'll be entered in the raffle to win the pull buoy. Okay, number 2, strength and dry land training. So it's so funny. Dry land training. That's what swimmers call strength training, right? Because it's not in the pool. But it's funny. So don't neglect that, you guys. A lot of times, people think that everything that you do to improve in the pool is going to be done in the pool, but there are a variety of exercises and strength moves that you can do that are going to benefit you in the pool. Rowing is not really a strength move, but rowing, for example, is one form of cardio exercise that actually translates into the pool because you're building your lat muscles as you pull if you've got the right form, right? Same thing with a standing lat pull down. Don't sit, because this is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about standing, and I have this conversation with so many swimmers all the time. On the lat pull downs, you want to stand up and start here and then push down so that your hand is leading the elbow, so it's a push this way, not a pull this way. Okay, so those kinds of exercises, and then you have stretch bands, you have the halo bench, you have all kinds of things that you can do that are going to translate into strength in the pool. More strength in the pool is going to give you more endurance. Hey Charlene, hey Dawn, thank you guys for hopping in. Okay, number 3, And here's where we get into the nitty gritty. You want to do your sets with a constant pace. Now, I don't know where you are in terms of what distance that you're swimming, but I'm going to take just kind of a standard set that we do. For example, 10 times 100. That 10 times 100 is a really good benchmark set. It really kind of helps you know what your pace is going to be, what your T pace is going to be, meaning threshold pace, and how you can take that information and build into whatever distances that you need to do. So let's just say that 10 times 100 is the set that you start with. All right. And then you're going to take, let's say it's 30 seconds after every 100. Your goal in those 10 100s is not to just bust out the first one and do a record pace and then get slower as you go. Your goal when you're building endurance, you guys, is to take those 10 100s and try to be as consistent as possible. All right. So again, I used to coach high school swimming for a couple years, and I had this girl, and she always said, I'm a 50s girl. I can't really do well at any other distance. That's what I do. So I had her do the 10 100s. She came within 1 to 2 seconds of every single 100. And I told her, I said, you're not a 50s girl. I mean, like, you can do 50s well, but you can also do 100s well, and probably 200s. So in other words, let's just say that every time you swim 100 yards, you come in, the first one you come in on a 150. I want you to try and come in within 3 seconds of every single one of those 100s. So if your first one is a 150, then all the other ones need to be between 147 and 153, right? 3 seconds either way. Does that make sense? So in other words, yes, you're going to get fatigued. Yes, you're probably going to start to swim a little bit slower. That means you have to work a little bit harder. But what I want you to do is try to maintain that consistency throughout the entire 10 100s. So I remember I did an indoor try way back when, and there was a guy, and I didn't know him at the time, but there was a guy, and he was counting my 50 splits. Like, I think I got 10 minutes to swim. He was counting my 50 splits, and every single one was a 40 or 41 seconds. That's it. I was just chilling. Boom, boom. He just sat there, and he did it, and came up to me after the race was completely over. He's like, you didn't get faster and you didn't get slower. How do you do that? I was like, I don't know. I'm like a metronome. Dee, 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 dee. I don't know. Anyway, that's what I want you to do. So on a 10 100s, on a 30 seconds rest, your goal is not necessarily to get faster. I mean, if you're working on speed, that's one thing, but we're not talking about that today. We're talking about endurance. So I want you to take that set of 10 100s and try to maintain the same pace throughout the whole thing. All right. Let me know you guys are here. I'm guessing there's comments coming in, but you guys, I'm so sorry. Sometimes this happens. I don't see any comments. I don't see any likes, comments, anything. But keep the comments coming. So I'm going to go back one more time to TriRightCoaching.com/bonus. So even if you guys are watching here on the replay, all you have to do is go in there and enter your name and email. And I'm going to email you 3 different workouts that you can use to... 3, it might be 5 workouts. I can't remember anymore, but I made them a long time ago, last week. So there's a different workouts that you can use to take with you to the pool to work on your swim endurance. And then if you want to enter the raffle for the pull buoy that I'm giving away, all you have to do is share this video on your own page with a friend, with a group, anybody that you think could use a pull buoy or use this information on how to build swim endurance, and then you could win this. Okay, so we started with the sets at a constant pace, so the 10 100s. Remember that, you guys. We started with 10 100s and a 30-second rest. The next thing you want to do after you kind of get that set, after you are able to get that set within 3 seconds of each other, right? All those hundreds within 3 seconds of each other, you want to increase the yards and decrease the reps. For example, if you start with 10 100s on the 30, I'm sorry, not on the 30, on 30 seconds rest. The next thing you want to try is 5 200s on 30 seconds rest. All right? Same distance, right? You're only swimming 1,000 yards only. For some of us, that's a lot, right? So you're going to start with the 10 100s on 30. Once you get that nailed and you can keep that consistent, then you're going to go with 5 200s on 30. So you increase the yards and decrease the number of repetitions. So 10 200s is twice as much. Probably not ready for that. And that's still a great set, but you don't want to increase everything so fast. All right. So that's the next thing you do. Increase your yards and decrease the reps. So let's just say that you weren't ready for 10 100s. Let's say you started with 850s. Let's say you started with 850s. What do you do with 850s when you want to take the next level? Let's just say you got those 50s within 2 seconds, all of each other. All right. The next thing you want to do, increase the yardage. So I would take my 850s and then I would go to 4 100s. Keep the same amount of rest. Hey, Stella. Stella. Hey, Carrie. Welcome, you guys. All right. So that's the increase the yards and then decrease the reps. Now, the last thing you want to do, so after you do that, and again, so you went from your 10 100s to your 5 200s, and now you've got that consistent. Again, so if you're doing 5 200s on your 30 seconds rest, you still want to keep within about 5 seconds of each 200. So if you start out the first 200 and you're 4 minutes, and then your second 200, you're like 420, it's not what you're trying to do. It's the same thing, you guys, if you're doing a track workout, right? So if I said go do 8 400s, your goal is to keep all those 400s the same thing and the same thing in the pool. So those 5 200s need to be about within 5 seconds of each other. Make sense? All right. Hey, Jason, welcome. All right. So the last thing is to, it's nothing. Decrease the rest interval. All right. So let me back that up. You started with 10 100s on the 30 seconds rest. Then you went to 5 200s on 30 seconds rest. Now I want you to go to, you could go back down to 10 100s on, say, 15 seconds rest, or if you're a tough guy, you can go to 5 200s on, say, 20 seconds rest. So again, I'm not saying increase any more yards. When you get that kind of that sweet spot that you feel comfortable, that it's a good amount of yards, that you feel like you did something, but you don't feel like that your form comes apart or that you're totally exhausted after that amount of yards, that's a sweet spot. 1,000, it just makes sense. It's clean. It's an even number. Okay? So that's what you do. The next thing you do then is to decrease the rest. Then again, let's just say that you get to your 5 200s and now you're doing 20 seconds rest. Well, then maybe you can change that to 4 400s, 4 300s, I guess it's 4 300s because it's about 12. So you're adding another 100 in there, or 3 300s. Okay, so play around with the distances that you're doing, play around with the number of intervals that you're doing. And I'm not saying, there are people that swim thousands and thousands of yards, but for most of us, our time is better spent on technique. Okay. But there is no need to really do like 8,000-10,000 yards a day unless you're like a high school competitive or college swimmer, Olympic swimmer. Maybe you're doing that kind of yards if you're Michael Phelps, right? But for those of us that have like other things going on and our goal is to, we want to improve our swim, but that's not everything. Swimming is just one part of triathlon. So we can't put too much more time into it because your time is better spent on other disciplines, right? But we do want you to still be comfortable with being able to do the distance and build the endurance in the pool so you can take that out into your racing. Hey, Brad, welcome. All right, you guys, again, I can see absolutely no comments, which totally bums me out because I can't answer your questions. But if you have questions, I will go back and answer all the questions. I go back and watch all this after I'm done. I'll put this up on YouTube so that you can watch it over. You can watch it on Facebook. But again, last time, if you want to get 3 free swim workouts, that these workouts will build your swim endurance. They're endurance specific. TriRightCoaching.com/bonus. That's all you have to do. You'll get the email with the workouts. And then if you want to win this pull buoy, all you have to do is share the video and they'll be entered in the raffle to win this pull buoy. You can share it on your own page. You could share it on a friend's page. You can share it in a group. Anybody you think that could use this information. All right. So that was short and sweet, you guys, but I think I've covered it. So we started with building swim technique. We started with speed, and then we went to speed, and then we're on to endurance. So based on these three videos, you should be swimming like a pro, right? But if you have any questions, if there's anything I can do to help you increase your swimming speed, technique, endurance, please post here in the comments, PM me, send me a message, whatever. I'm happy to help you. This is my sweet spot, you guys. I want you to be very comfortable with your swimming and racing this season. So with that said, thanks so much for hopping in. I appreciate each and every one of you spending a little bit of your Sunday night with me. And I hope to see you back here again next Sunday, 7 p.m. Central Time, where we talk about next week's topic, always triathlon related. All right? Thank you guys so much. Hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next time.